Okay. All right. Well, welcome everyone to our recruiting call today, or as we like to call it, our Share the Love call for the season of 2016. So today we're going to talk about how to maximize your recruiting, how to grow your team, and how to share the love, share the Pampered Chef business with everyone you come in contact with. So just to tell you a little bit about myself for people that don't know me, I'm your executive director, Claudia Bazar, and today is my 7-year anniversary. Today, Pampered Chef reminded me. Cool, right? I didn't think I would last that long. I'm here. I don't think anybody does, right, when they join. So in my 7 years, I've recruited 120 people, 81 qualified. In just 2016, I recruited 33 people. And if you kind of break that down in 2 months, that's about 2.75 recruits per month. So it's nothing like too crazy, but 2 recruits a month can get you pretty much everything in this business. 2 shows a week, no matter what, and 2 recruits per month will get you any trip, any incentive, any income, any reward, any excellence, whatever you want to earn. The golden rule is 8 shows a month, no matter what, and 2 recruits a month. So let's talk about why everyone should share this Pampered Chef business opportunity. What do you think are some reasons why we should share this? Anyone want to chime in? Oh, there's a little boy.
Just for me, like sharing it's amazing to see other people do well, and it can change their lives. I mean, it changed mine, but it can change their lives in such a positive way. I think of Terry, and when she signed on and she got 8 months pregnant, and I was like, I don't know why she's doing this. This is crazy. But now she's a director, and she's doing so well and able to help with income after her husband got out of the military. I know, like, a lot of times we tend to think of it in a selfish term, like, oh, let me promote so that I can, or let me recruit so that I can promote, or I can get points or whatever. But if you kind of flip it around and you're like, what can this do for someone else? Then I think it becomes a lot easier to share it instead of doing it, like, oh, I need to recruit because I've got to do this. I've got goals. But when you flip it around and say, gosh, look at, how it changed my life. Look how it changed Terry's life. Look how it's changed so many, look how many lives you've touched, Claudia, by being in for 7 years. Had you not been in, look at all the people who would not be doing this, or wouldn't be as successful doing it because of you, So, I mean,
Yeah.
Flip it around. Instead of making it something you have to do, make it something you want to do and something you want to share, because it's been so enriching. I earned a trip to the Bahamas. Oh my gosh. Like, who does that? I never thought in a million years signing up for a discount, I would have ended up as a director and earning a trip, like, where they fly you and I get to take my husband, and, holy cow, what had you not been there, I wouldn't be experiencing this. So, I mean, if that's not a reason, look at you smiling. You're so funny. You're like, oh my gosh.
And that's the case for a lot of us, Lori. I mean, we weren't expecting to be at this point, and myself included. And had Claudia not pushed me and, encouraged me along the way, I wouldn't have been here either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's a big thing. And when you really sit down and think about it in those terms, instead of feeling like, oh, I want to be a director, I need to recruit, but oh my gosh, the lives you can change,
And it does take a bit to get to that mentality too,
It's even like when you start out doing shows and you're asking people to do shows, and then finally you flip the switch and you're like, no.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do shows because you want to get free products. So then you do that. You have to do that with recruiting, and then you have to do that with, directors, when you're promoting directors. And you kind of, all along, you're learning to flip it into something that starts out feeling kind of selfish at times, and then you flip it around. No, you want to be a director because you want the benefits. They're awesome. So, all right, I'm done.
I got the goosies. But yeah, so, one of the most rewarding things is seeing other people, like, achieve their goals and their dreams and whatever it is, like whether it's 2 shows a week or 2 shows every other month, whatever it is they set their goal to, just helping them reach that level and their excitement, like seeing some of these girls earning their first trip. And that's just like, I feel like, so just, I don't even know. It's like awesome. It's like a great feeling. And to be able to be part of this journey and see someone, completely turn around, and someone that, maybe joined just for the discounts, didn't even want to do a party, and then earns her trip. So that's very, very rewarding. So, whatever, whether you are brand new, I know there's some brand new consultants on here, so kudos to you for wanting to share the love right away. And there's some season 1 on here. So just think about why you started and what this business has done for you and your family, right? So even if you maybe just had one party and you made $100, right? Where's that $100 going to go? What did you do with that? Or maybe you've made thousands of dollars. So that's more money that you had before you started Pampered Chef. And maybe, I know some of you are not in it for the money. Maybe you just loved the starter kit and wanted a good deal. Or, maybe you just came in for the discount and to just kind of be in the know of what are new things that come out, and I can get all the new Pampered Chef stuff that I want whenever I want. Maybe you just joined to have some mommy time, grown-up time. I think I just saw Troy. She joined too so she could wear dangly earrings, because otherwise at home her toddler would rip them off. So maybe you just want some social time, like, right? For me, almost, it's like not really a job to go out and hang out with ladies and men and cook a little bit and have some fun. So whatever that reason might be that you joined or others are joining, might be the reason why others are waiting for you to approach them and ask them to join your team. So just like Lori said, don't be selfish in thinking, I need to recruit, or Claudia wants me to recruit, or my director wants me to recruit. Just don't hold this amazing opportunity to yourself. Don't be greedy and say, well, it's great for me, why hold it to myself? So share it with others. And that's the motto for our whole entire organization this year, is share the love, which goes right because Valentine's Day did just happen. But we're going to keep it going this whole entire year. So if you have not seen our Share the Love board, basically we have a goal. You guys decided that we're going to go for 300 hearts this year. So 300 new team members that we're going to join. And every time you bring in a team member, your name gets put on the board with your new recruit, and you get a little surprise. So the January surprises just went out, so you guys should get them soon. And you'll see what it could be. It could be anything, but just a little thank you for sharing the love of Pampered Chef. And Lori, do you still have the board or no?
Yes, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here.
So I forgot my board downstairs, but basically this is Lori's board. So if you are not my direct recruit or whatever, if you have a director, that's your director. Every director will have a Share the Love board and keep track of your team's goals.
You can see it's got the date they were recruited, the recruiter, oops, my finger's not going. Okay, the recruiter down here, who was recruited, and then the date there.
Right, so if you want your name on one of those sticky hearts, then let's do it, right? So when you are out there, again, when you're out there offering the business, don't think about yourself, think about what you can do for them. How can you help them? Always make it about them. And if you can, Lori, you kind of went through that, right? If you can flip that switch in your head, just like with parties, right? They want to have a party because you can get them a lot of free stuff. I mean, why wouldn't they have a party? The same thing, like you want all this, if a host sends me a wish list, you want all the stuff, why don't you just order a kit? Your friend's already excited, let's make it a party. So think about them, think about how you can help them. So, if you know of a friend that just posted, hey, I'm looking for a job, you can help them. If you know of a friend that, just posted she has so much student loan to pay off, help them, reach out to them. Don't be afraid to help them. And just think about how it can help them and not you. So why do we recruit? Why do we want to recruit? We want to recruit to help others get whatever it is that they want from their Pampered Chef business. Again, could be, extra money, could be adult time out, lots of different things, right? Could be just for the discounts, could be just to do virtual parties, could be to pay a certain bill that they just got. A lot of times people will join and they're like, hey, my daughter needs braces. I have 3 months to come up with the money. That's my goal. I will make that money and then I'm done. And that's okay, whatever the reason might be. So the other reason is you want to work smarter, not harder. So by bringing in other people, you're growing your team, you're growing your organization, and you will make a lot more money that way too. It's almost like you're building a retirement plan, right? Is what you're doing. So you are going to make more money for every person that you bring in, and you're going to promote in the career level plan of Pampered Chef. So as soon as you bring in one new team member, you're going to promote to senior consultant and get a 1% raise. And when you promote to team leader, which is 2 people on your team, you get even more money. And then the next level would be 5 people on your team total, and you would promote to director. So there's little steps along the way, and then it just, we just keep on growing. So if you are interested in doing that, if you're interested in, which I'm assuming everyone that is on this call is, if you want to share the love, if you want to grow a team, we are here to help you, okay? Don't be afraid to reach out to your director or your upline. We are here to help you. The other thing is, some of you might not know this, we earn excellence awards. You guys can look that up. You can go to Consultants Corner, search excellence awards. And yes, you earn jewelry, but for me, the better part is 500 Pampered Chef dollars when you earn an excellence award. And one of the excellence awards you can earn is in recruiting. So make sure you look that up, and if that's something you want to work for, then let us know. The incentive trips. So we're earning trips right now to Amelia Island or Puerto Rico. And when you recruit consistently, when you promote to the director level, you need less points to earn a trip, right? The higher you go up to the career plane, the less points you need, which sounds a little interesting, but it is because we spend a lot more time training other people too than actually doing shows. So, and you earn Pampered Chef dollars for every qualified recruit. So if you're in your first 90 days, you're earning 130 Pampered Chef dollars for every new person you bring on once they qualify with $12.50 in their first 30 days. And if you're not in your first 90 days anymore, you get 30 Pampered Chef dollars for every person you bring on once they qualify with $12.50. So we can still earn Pampered Chef dollars all the time. So, okay, any other reasons that I missed on why we should share the love? No? All right. So let's talk about how to recruit people, right? Y'all probably know that you want to. It's just a matter of, well, how are we going to do that, right? So, and how are we going to get them interested in joining? So, first of all, every future party you have right now in your book, every host that is on your calendar is a potential recruit lead. So how many of you here have hosted a party before you joined Pampered Chef? Raise your hands. All right. And the ones on the phone, we can't see. But I will tell you that if you go like to conference or any, meeting, 90% of the people that are now Pampered Chef consultants were hosts prior to joining. Because they hosted a party, they already love Pampered Chef, why not make money, right? They're already halfway in the door. So always, always, always ask your host if they've ever considered trying Pampered Chef, right? And you can, it depends. There's 2 ways to do that, and you decide whatever way you want to do. One of the ways is when they host a party, you're telling them, hey, you're going to earn, this much free, you're going to earn this many half-price items, you're going to get this discount, this is the monthly host special. The kit credit is part of our hostess rewards. So whether you want to recruit or not, you need to tell them that, okay? It's kind of like telling them or not telling them they got 5 half-price items, right? We would never not tell them that. So telling them about the kit credit when someone hosts a party is just like any other hostess reward. So they can use, if you don't know this, they can earn a $25 or $50 kit credit towards the purchase of the kit. So if they earn $90 in free Pampered Chef, they can decide if they want to use all their $90 in free towards Paper Chef stuff, or they can decide to take a $25 or $50 kit credit. That amount comes of the free amount. And it's basically like a virtual coupon they hold on to. So when they're ready to join, and most of them close their party and order the kit right away. But if they, they're like, oh, this month's tough, maybe, the summer or whatever, they can then use the kit credit when they're ready to join Paper Chef. So they can save $25 or $50 on the kit. And obviously all the bookings from the party would be theirs. And the other way you can do it, that's totally up to you, is if you have the party set up, or before you set up the party, virtual parties or cooking show, you can say, hey, before I set up your party, have you ever considered turning this into your launch party? You could easily make money of your launch party. You would still get all the rewards because you're the host as well and the consultant. And I would be there to help you every step of the way. So what do you think? So that way they would make money. They would purchase a kit like regular, full price, and they would make money off their launch party right away. All right. You can decide if you want to do that for cooking shows. It's up to you. You might not want to do that because then you don't get paid at the party, right? You get like overrides, but you don't get paid from the party. Virtual parties, you can help them set it up a couple minutes, and now they can get paid and they can get qualified for you, and you can earn trip points and they can get off to a good start. So either, they can sign before their party, or if they decide to sign during or after, they would take the kit credit. So just a couple different options on how to get them to join. So again, these are the words I say, and some of you probably have heard this because I asked you the same way. And I say, your party is all set up. Since you're already hosting a party, have you ever considered trying Paper Chef as a business? I can easily turn this party into your launch party, meaning not only would you get all the hostess rewards, but you would also get paid right from this party. What do you say? What do you think? How does that sound? So no, let me know. Again, my least favorite words, let me know. Always end it with whatever, whether you're booking parties, always end it with a question that they can just say yes or no to. Or, what I like to do with virtual parties is I set up the event, and if I see that they have people going like right away, they hit 30 going, 60 going, like crazy amounts, I might say something like this: hey, your friends are joining like crazy, and they're apparently just so excited that you're having a Paper Chef party. Have you ever considered giving this business a try? You can actually save money on the starter kit as a host, up to $50 less for you for the kit. And the bookings from this party would all be yours to help you get started. What do you think?
Okay, do you have these words somewhere? Because I know I've heard them, but I really like this. I just need to copy and paste this to every host.
Yeah,
every time.
I actually, what I've been telling people is, if you approach someone and they answer back and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say to this, they've been sending me screenshots. So I give them a response. So Elise is actually working on a what would Claudia say document. And the way I picture this, so I don't have to repeat myself 100 times, would be a file in our team page. And if I tell you something, you just go ahead in there and post that conversation, or that, whatever, how you would word it. And that way you can look up the words. But yes, I can definitely post it. And most of the time, they're not just going to jump up and say, yes, sign me up. All right. So they're probably like 80% chance that as you approach them for the first time, they're probably going to say no, or I don't know, maybe we'll see. So that is normal. Okay. So your job at that point is to conquer the objection. So if they're like, no, never, right? Then it's kind of like, oh, but again, you never know. But if they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm too busy. Oh, I'm not on Facebook much, or I don't know if people are going to come. Then they're not telling you no, never. They're telling you, I don't think I can do it because. And then it's your job to conquer that objection, right? So they might see you doing 12 parties a month. They're like, I can't do that. But it's your job to say, you know what? I might do that many parties, but you can do as much or as little as you want. You can do this one party, get yourself a couple bookings, you schedule them when you have time, and then you go from there. So again, people are going to tell you no like 5 times before they tell you yes, which I'm sure lots of you on here have told me no a couple times. I see some people smiling. But again, don't be afraid to ask. And what you're going to do with an objection, reach out to your director, reach out to your upline. That's what we're here for. And say something like this to your potential lead or recruit or host. Hey, so let's say Lori's my host. Hey, Lori, listen, I know this business would be perfect for your busy life, and I just want to make sure I answer all your questions correctly. Maybe you're new. Hey, I just joined myself. I want to make sure you get all your questions answered. I would love to set up a 3-way call with me and Claudia, or with me and Lori, or with me and Casey, or whatever, who's helping me getting started, just to make sure we can get all your questions answered. Do you have 10 minutes tomorrow to chat? And you're not going to say, I want to schedule an interview with my executive director, Claudia, to help answer all your questions, because that freaks them out. All right. So just low key. All right. Just want to make sure I get all your questions answered. Do you think we can talk on the phone for like 10 minutes and just share with you how Pampered Chef can work for you? And then you message me or your director or somebody and say, hey, I have someone. Do you have time? Do you have 10 minutes tomorrow? And most of the time it works out one way or another. And I will tell you that if you can get them on a phone call with us, they're most likely going to join. All right. Just because we have heard all the excuses, we have all heard all the fears. Sometimes we might get stumped, but most of the times we don't. So get them on the phone with us so we can help them get what they want from this Pampered Chef business. So, and if you maybe don't want to do a phone call, then start low key with a Facebook message. Hey, can I put you in a group message to just kind of make sure we answer all your questions? We also have a Pampered Chef work from home group for our entire organization, where once a month we post, we do like a answer all your questions thing. So add them to that, but ask them, okay? Don't just add people without asking them, but say, hey, can I add you to this group? There's lots of information and you can look around and then we can connect. Now, when you add them to the group, you want to have some kind of follow-up plan. So add them up, give them a couple days, and then reach back out to them. The reason you want to add them to the group, anyone that's potentially interested, is right away, you can go in the group, you can look through the people, you can see who you added, and you have like all your recruit leads in one pile, right? Because if you're going to start sharing this business, not everyone's going to join right away. So you're building this like list of people that might be interested, but not now. Check with me later. And that way, all those people are like in that one group to follow up with. So again, ask your host numerous times. And it doesn't have to always be like the official, would you like to join our team? It could just be dropping little hints. Okay. So, hey, you just did a great job sharing your favorite Pampered Chef product. Why are you not getting paid for this? Or apparently your people need a local Pampered Chef girl. There's people that haven't seen Pampered Chef in years. Like, are you sure you don't want to do this? Or, hey, your party just hit 500 in sales. I just spent $100. I didn't even leave my house for your virtual party. Can you use that extra income? So little seats like that. And I do that all the time. All right. And it's like funny, right? It's like, oh my God, your friends are like going crazy over your posts. Like, you're sharing every day about your favorite product. Why don't you do this? Little hints like that. So it doesn't always have to be the official, would you like to join our team? And do not skip the kit credit. When you tell your host about the hostess rewards, here's why you're having a party, here's what you can earn, tell them about the kit credit. Send them a host packet. If you go in Consultants Corner and search kit coupon, you can print out 3 coupons on one page, attach them to every host packet, give them a kit coupon that they can use. I bet you a lot of hosts don't even know that that's something they're eligible for. So that's a little bit about how to recruit your host, right? Any questions about that? All right, well, I'm going to recruit our host. So if I ask you, do you have any potential recruit leads? And you say no, and then I say, how many parties do you have? And you say 3, then you have 3 potential recruit leads, okay? All right, so let's talk a little bit about how you can recruit at the party. So we're going to talk cooking show, but you can kind of implement that for virtual parties as well, and we can go into that a little bit. But basically, at a party, you are there to plant seeds. The whole entire party, little seats. So the first thing you do at a party is your show opening. So during your show opening, you want to plant seeds. And again, you're planting these seeds to get out those no's that people say initially in their head, right? So if I'm at a party and I introduce myself and I tell them how the night's going to go, and what we're going to cook, then one of the things I say is, hey, I know you didn't come here today thinking I want to be a pampered chef consultant, but I didn't think that when I went to my first party either. So I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if you need extra income. I don't know if you just got a bill in the mail that you can't figure out how to pay. I don't know if you're looking for something fun to do, but watch what I do. Okay. Watch what I do and just think about if this could be something that can help you and your family. And maybe you can picture yourself behind a cute little apron. So I just want you guys to just think about that. And if you have any questions during this whole party, just shout them out to me and I can help answer them. And in their head, people are like, no, I'm not going to do that. And they already got the initial no out of their head, or they might be like, oh, I didn't know there was an option. Okay, let's think about that. So you plant the seed during the opening, and during your cooking demo, whether you're doing station style or Facebook Live or whatever you're doing, you want to highlight the products that came in your starter kit, right? Oh, guys, I always bring my everyday rock crock pan because it comes in the starter kit, right? So, hey, this, by the way, comes in the starter kit. The rock crock is in one of our new consultant starter kits. Or, hey, this came in my kit. Or, if you're chopping something, you could say, hey, and this is how pampered chef consultants chop their way to success. Little hints like that. Or if you have someone that's like selling everything for you, whether it's a virtual party or not, or a cooking show, you always have those people that are like posting, oh my God, I love pampered chef. Oh, I have everything. I know everything. Those are the people that you're like, hey, Lisa, you should really do pampered chef. Like, you're already doing my job. I could just leave right now and you guys would be fine. So just little hints like that, dropping them throughout your cooking demonstration. Then doing your show closing, the shop and share, where people share the products, where you tell them about all the specials. You want to start with the best deal in the catalog. So 3 ways to get our products tonight. One of them, the best deal, is to make money. So check out the starter kit. It is the best deal in the catalog. It's 70% of retail price. And look at all the things that you can get in it. That rock crock I showed you, it's in here. The manual food processor, look, it's in here. A knife, all these awesome tools that are in here. And here's the special for this month. If you join this month, you're also eligible to earn an extra insert special. But the other important thing, and you can implement that to your virtual parties too, is some kind of game that gets them to ask questions about your business, because you will not believe how many people don't think we get real money or we get paid. They think, we get paid in like food choppers or something. So some of the most popular games that we play is the Stealing Hearts game. And we have videos for all that. The Stealing Hearts game is designed for them to ask questions about your business. And basically, the real question we want them to ask is, how much money do you make? And I give them examples. So I might be, okay, so this is the game we're going to play. And here, you get tickets or you get a card for asking questions about the business. Some of the questions you can ask is like, why did you get started? How much money do you make? How often do you work? Those are like the most common questions. And when they say, how much money do you make? That's the ding question, right? Again, we have all these files ready for you. We have 4 envelopes. And on those 4 envelopes, one of them should be your first check or your highest check or whatever check you're proud of. And even if you did one virtual party and made $50, you made $50 without leaving your house. So one of your checks, and then we have different stories on there and you can pick and choose. But basically those envelopes have the consultant story on the outside, and they're all our consultants on the outside, and then how much money they made on the inside. So for example, it might say, I just did Casey's. Casey's a busy mom. Her kids are in school. They have a hobby farm, blah, blah, blah. She came on and she made this much in her first month, $1,000 or something, did a couple shows. To show people you can make real money. And first of all, different types of people that just joined, people that have been in this business for years, people that work full time, and show them that we do make real money. And then you ask, so what would you do with that much money? And let them think, oh, I would, pay my car, or I would buy more Pampered Chef, or I would go on vacation. And it's just getting them to think about that this business can really bring them real income. So Stealing Hearts game, envelope activity, ticket activity where people just ask you questions to get a ticket. And if nobody asks you questions, which very rarely happens, but if it does, a lot of times they don't want to ask questions because they think they're going to be rude. They're going to be like too nosy. So you just hand them a ticket or you hand them a card and say, hey, Nancy, you want to know how much money I make, right? And then you go into it. And once that question's over and they see the amounts of money that people can make, that's when they're like, well, what's the requirement? And what's the minimum? And so how often do you get paid? And all those things, right? So some kind of activity to ask questions for them. And then the last thing you want to do is your full service checkout, virtually or cooking show. The full service checkout is where you are going to book parties, where you are going to get people to join your team or at least be interested. And actually something I remember during your whole shop and share, people can order the kit, tell them. So if they're like, well, how do you get started? Well, one of the easiest way to do is just pick your kit tonight, add it to your order form, and we can get it ordered right away. We'll schedule your launch party, and then we'll go from there. Give them permission to order that kit right then and there. They can put it in the order form. You just pull up your computer or their phone, and they can join from the phone right away. Or you can get all the information and do it for them when you get home. So don't be afraid to sign people at a show. So at your full service checkout, you want to ask them, so what inspired you about the Pampered Chef business? So, or have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? You were like so much fun and like sold all my products. Like, why are you not doing Pampered Chef? Ask them, okay? Some of them probably will get, or most of them will probably give you some kind of objection. So that's again where you could say, hey, here's the pamphlet, the Life Tastes Great pamphlet, or Taste a Good Life, or whatever it's called now. You know what I'm talking about, the orange one. And while you think about it, look over this. Would there be a good time for me to call you tomorrow with the lady that's helping me get things started, just to make sure we answer all your questions and talk about this some more? And while you're thinking about it, you already love Pampered Chef. You might consider doing this, right? We're not sure yet. Let's at least schedule a party. And then we can talk about if you want this to be your party, you want to make money, or if you want this to be my party. So get them on your calendar. And I will tell you, this three-way call is how I joined. I went to a party and this girl was new and I had a three-way call with Donna Lady. All right. And that's why I'm here. So it worked for me. It will work for lots of other people too. So don't be afraid to say that. And also, just keep your eye on certain people. If you do a virtual party or if you do a cooking show and you just have someone, you're just like fun. Like, I need you on my team. Like, we need you. Or I want to work with you. You're like awesome and you know so much. Maybe they taught you something about a product that you didn't even know, which happens quite some time. Don't be afraid to focus on those people as well. Definitely ask everyone. Don't prejudge anyone. But those people that you might look at like, she's awesome, I need her, you can definitely give them a little bit of extra attention. Don't forget to set up your three-way call. Anything else that you guys do during a cooking show to plant seeds, or any questions about that specifically for the cooking show? We'll go into virtual parties in a minute. Oh, all the things I'm doing? Good. Taught you well, right? Okay, so virtual parties, right? Same thing, cooking show, virtual parties. You just got to adapt a couple things. You want to make sure you have a post daily somehow about joining Pampered Chef. You want to share your new consultant offer. You want to have a game where it's like, hey, 20 questions, 20 extra tickets if you ask me any questions about my Pampered Chef business, for example. Give them examples. So some of them will just ask to get a ticket, but that's okay. There might be others watching, looking at the answers. Some kind of games about the business, there's all kinds of different memes. Like, if you're going to play on Facebook all day, why not get paid for it? Share your story, a picture of you and your family, or maybe if you at a cooking show, why you started, why you stay, what keeps you here. So make sure you have those posts in your virtual party. And Director Terry Strudden just shared a fun way to do, well, that was a booking game, the dice game online, but I'm sure you could, if you wanted, if you're a live person, you want to go Facebook Live, you can do the ticket game live, you can do the Stealing Hearts game maybe live somehow. So if you want to do that, you can. And remember, when they're asking questions, so whether it's a cooking show or virtual party, if they're asking questions like, so how often do you work? Well, I work 35 hours a week. They're going to be like, oh, I could do that. Remember, they're not asking about how often you work. They want to know, if I do this, how often do I have to work? So I might say, well, I work about 35 hours a week, but this is my full-time job. But when you decide to join Pampered Chef, it's totally up to you how often or how much or how little you want to work. So there's nobody telling you you have to work this many times or you have to have this many shows a month. So totally up to you. So remember, when they throw a question at you, turn it around and throw it back at them. All right. So I don't know, questions like that, just throw them back at them and make it about them. They're not asking you. They don't want to know about you. They want to know what they have to do in order to do this business. Anything else you guys do during virtual parties to get people interested in joining? No? Okay. All right. So we've talked about recruiting our hosts. We talked about recruiting through our cooking shows and our virtual parties. And oh, virtual parties. One more thing. If you're not using a Google drawing slip, we have the link on our virtual party training, how to create a Google drawing slip. That's another good one to post. And it's almost like you're collecting contacts. So there's a question on there. Have you ever thought about doing Pampered Chef? Yes, no. Okay, send me some more information. And sometimes people that don't participate in the party will say, yeah, sure, send me some more information. And you can reach out to them that way too. Not everyone fills it out, but even if like a handful of people fill it out, that's 5 more contacts that you had before the party. All right, so out and about, while you're out and about or away from Facebook, or looking at Facebook, something you can do. I like to reach out to people that post about the dinner every single time, right? Those people that even people that are like, oh, look, I'm baking with my children. Like, I approach them. I'm like, you could get paid for this. Like, you could add a little rock rug in there and people would book parties for it or people would want to buy it. So reach out to people that post recipes all the time. Reach out to people that need extra income. It is tax season. So right now is a good time to reach out to everyone because they can use their tax return to order their kit and have the kit and all the benefits of your own business as a tax write-off as well. And at least they'll have something for it because we know there's plenty of people that, you might get a tax return and within a couple of weeks it's gone and it was great while it lasted. So why not make it last even longer? And just don't be scared. Don't be afraid to offer it. Like, don't be scared. They're not going to buy it. You are doing them a favor. We are helping other people. Just don't be afraid to offer it. And when you offer someone the opportunity, they might say no, but you can still then ask them if they want to have a show. And most likely they'll say yes, because they don't want to say no to you twice. So, and that way you've already asked them once, you set up the party, you ask them again, you never know. So you will never know. Sometimes I don't know until I close the party. And for the last time, I'm like, are you sure you don't want to do it? Well, I did have an issue yesterday. I got this thing, maybe I should do it. People will surprise you. You just got to be intentional about it and make this your goal to share this business with as many people as you can. Yeah, so if they are, if you are trying to get them to think about the business or if they're interested, but they maybe have to, talk it over with their husband, I just get them to at least have a party. While you're thinking about it, while you want to chat with your husband, let's at least get you set up with a party, and then we can decide if that's something you want to do. So to sum it all up, make it about them. Think about how you can help them. What do you have in your pocket that can help them? Don't make it about you. Ask every single host multiple times. Do not prejudge them. I just had a call with someone and she's like, well, I don't ask because she's busy, she's got kids, and she doesn't need the money. We don't know if people need the money or not. They're not just giving us all their finances. We don't know what goes on in people's life. And maybe they have all the money that they want, but you know what? Maybe giving their child a free college education, right, is a good gift that we can give our children this time around, right? So maybe maybe they have a house, maybe they have cars, but maybe they don't have college funds set up for their children, and Pampered Chef can help them. Or maybe they have student loans. So many people have student loans, like help them bring in a little bit extra income for that. Just don't prejudge it. Don't think they cannot do this business, because it is not our job to prejudge people, and people will surprise you. And the biggest and most important thing is consistency. If you have a consistent business, if you have how many shows you want, but if you have them consistently, the more shows you have, the more bookings you're going to get, and the more recruit leads you're going to have. So it's all a numbers game. It really is. And the key too is build a relationship. So don't be like a robot. This is what Claudia told me to say, so I'm going to copy and paste it. Build a relationship with them. Find out who your hosts are, and that's going to help you find out why Pampered Chef can work for them as well. People will join your team because they like you, because they can relate to you, because they can connect with you, because they want to work with you. So make it personal and find out why they need to join Pampered Chef. Build that relationship. This is a relationship business that, it really is. And sometimes if we go the extra mile for people, they will come back to us. Okay, so don't go to parties like, yay, I got $1,000 in sales. Woo, I will never talk to these people again. And if they want to return, I don't have time for that. All right, so build that relationship with them. Okay, so that kind of sums it up for me. Any questions? Who's ready to share the love? Was that helpful? Yes? Yay, awesome. Any questions? Any concerns? Any struggles about sharing this business? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording.